Hey everyone, welcome back to another New World video. I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day, but let's go ahead and dive into today's video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you guys can actually make money. Now, there are a couple things that I do need to actually go ahead and address prior to actually showing you what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And that is that the amount of times that the market changes in a given day will fluctuate all the time, so I can't keep up with if this sells okay at the beginning of the day and doesn't at the end of the day. I'm not going to make multiple videos on everything that sells really well. That's just not going to happen. And the other thing that I want to identify is the fact that just because I can actually make okay money here on the server that I play on doesn't necessarily mean that you will, or you guys could actually make a lot more, or you can make the same if you guys play on the same server that I do as well. The other thing that I do quickly want to go over is it does sound like that there is going to be an update on the trading post very soon. Now, if you didn't know about this change, what are you doing not watching my videos, first of all? But they are going to migrate all of the trading posts together, so they'll be integrated, so you can buy something in Cutlass Keys and actually buy it from Everfall and things like that. So therefore, the market will actually be even that much more tight. And I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with this, but I'm not going to go ahead and talk about that in today's video. I understand what they're trying to do, giving it access to people that are trying to buy things as easy as possible, but I think it's going to significantly hurt the market in the grand scheme of things, if you just ask my valid opinion. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. We're actually here in Cutlass Keys, but this is not where my money making method actually is taking place. It's just where I happen to leave off. Let's go ahead and kind of look at the market to see what we're actually going to be looking at. We're going to be diving in and taking a look at 3 specific herbs that I want to be able to collect. Now, if you guys know where these herbs are, great. If you guys don't, I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit where we're going to be gathering those. So let's go ahead and identify what those 3 herbs are. Now, the first herb, which is going to be the cheapest herb out of all 3 of them, is going to be the Peppercorn. Now, here in Cutlass Keys, I can actually sell this for $7. I could actually probably get away with selling it for $5, and I might sell a few. However, you do take the risk as of right now that somebody might buy it cheaper in Everfall and Windsward and then never buy it from here. So instead of them going, okay, well, I'm not going to transfer or fast travel or walk over to Everfall or Windsward, I'm just going to buy it here and craft it here, what I'm looking for. Or they could completely ignore what your price is and just go over to Everfall or Windsward. And I think that's what the update's going to kind of address, because obviously you won't need to do that anymore. You can stay in Cutlass Keys and get the best price possible without ever having to do anything from where you don't want to do anything at, which I like that concept, but I think it's going to hurt the market in a long time. And I think that what's going to happen overall is like gathering these types of herbs. I think already people are changing and going away from gathering the herbs, or at least from what I can tell anyway, because these prices have stayed pretty stable over the last couple of weeks. And even in a couple categories, they have gone up, which tells me that in some of the areas where you can get some herbs, very specific herbs, they're just not harvesting them where they need to be, or they're just completely ignoring it. And now that people are all becoming, you know, much higher levels all the time, and not as many new people are coming into the game anymore. I mean, there still are, but not as many. That I think that the higher levels are just not doing these types of activities, and therefore are going to kind of push the prices up to a certain degree. But Peppercorn, if we do take a look at the lowest price possible, it's selling for 0.41 coins over in Windsward, which is pretty cheap. Now, the next one that we're actually going to be looking at is Oregano. This one is selling for, at the cheapest, is at 2.41. That's a pretty decent price per Oregano. Can easily sell it for probably 250 in Everfall, and even honestly probably 250 in general, and still get a decent amount of sales. Now, once the change to the trading post actually happens, you're always going to have to beat the lowest price possible if you want to make any sales guaranteed, but it also depends on how many are actually ahead of you. Now, if this was only like 1 and this was 3 and this is like 2 and 5 and 3 and so forth down the line, and then the next big one was around like say $3, then I could even list a mine at $3, but I'd still take a risk because somebody could come under and undercut the lowest one that has like 500, and then mine would never get listed. So you always take that gamble no matter what. And then the last one that we're actually going to be taking a look at is going to be Paprika. Now, this is probably one of my favorite herbs to grab from the area that we're going to be going to, because this one sells for over $3 or 3 coins minimum. And I'm going to be selling this in Everfall for probably about 4, to be honest, about 4 coins. So that's a whole dollar or whole coin more. And I plan on getting hundreds of these relatively quickly. So let's go ahead and dive into where we're going to actually be doing this at right now. All right, so this is where we're actually going to be fast traveling to, and this is actually Monarch Bluffs. So just come on over to this location and then just head south out of the city. And then on both sides of the road, once you actually get down into about this area here is where you're going to start seeing the herbs. And we're going to go all the way down to the watchtower, and then a little bit beyond. You're going to want to come down to almost to the cave here, and then come around into like this area over here by this rock formation. There's a couple NPCs that you got to deal with over here, but not too many down in this location right here at the very bottom. So that's what I recommend that you guys do. Just come down here and then kind of work your way up around in here. Plus, you can also find a lot of pork in the area. I have noticed that it does seem like not as many people are like doing stuff with pork, and it's a great cooking resource to have on you at all the time. But let's just go ahead and kind of run down here so you guys can kind of see. Now, once you actually get a little bit further away from Monarch's Bluff into the starting area of Monarch Bluffs in general, you're going to start seeing a lot less people. So typically you're only going to see either bots down here, and they're definitely not going to be picking up these herbs, or you could actually see a couple low-level people in the area, and if they're extremely low-level, then it definitely seems like they're not even touching the herbs whatsoever. So you can just come down here. We have to go a little bit further, and then we'll start to see some here on the sides of the road. You can see that there's the boars there that we are actually looking for. If you want to be able to get that. Excuse you, stupid boar. There it is, asking for trouble, aren't you? And you can see there's actually some right over there in the distance. And there's actually some right here next to this campsite that we can actually go ahead and grab. I think that boar is definitely asking for some trouble here. Really? Okay. I mean, I definitely will take your pork. And we got oregano, and we got some peppercorn right off the bat. So here's some more that we can actually go ahead and grab. It looks like my up bar. Oh, there it goes. Now it's starting to pop in. But it's definitely not showing all of the herb locations that we can grab. There's some more right here. Like I said, this is about the area that they're starting to populate, and you can see some of them right there. And then we can start grabbing all of these. And like I said, there's going to be several different locations like this with a grouping of like 3 or 4 on both sides. Plus, you can actually get the berries that are right here too. Another really good cooking ingredient that you can use from time to time. Now, you're not going to be getting a ton of money from those, but they're an additional nice little resource that you need for cooking. We can get rid of this guy with a couple swings, no problem. We can actually get him. Oh, we got a provisions one here. There we go. Always like these chests. Then we got some more pork from him. We'll grab these herbs. I'm not so worried about the pork right now. That's not what I'm really interested in. And you can see that there's a guy right there kind of doing his thing. But he's more than likely not going to be doing anything with the herbs, so you don't really have to worry about that. Can you pick up the herbs instead of chopping the tree, please? Thank you. And then let's go up here. And you kind of get the general idea. But, you know, we've been harvesting for what? Just a couple of seconds here. And we already have 6 oregano. Got 3 paprika, a couple peppercorn. We got some berries. We got some salt because of this. I grabbed some honey from Cutlass Keys before I came down here. And then some pork. And again, you guys can just go up and down this entire area, just collecting all that. And by the time that you get all the way back down and go back up, they'll actually go ahead and respawn. And not very many people are in this area, which is absolutely fantastic. And for being on a popular server, nobody is even hardly down here. That's what's really nice about a lot of these starting locations, especially in some of the better areas where you can find a lot of really good herbs and spices and seasonings that you need for them. Makes it really nice and convenient to just get what you want, get as many as you want, and then get in and get out, which is absolutely fantastic. But Hopefully this video did help you out, and if it does, make sure that you guys go and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming. See you later. Bye for now.